South Africa stands at a political crossroads, and what happens next could redefine the country's future for years to come. A recent poll by the Social Research Foundation has sparked serious discussion across the political landscape. It reveals that if President Cyril Ramaphosa were to lose a vote of no confidence, and if new elections were held, the African National Congress, or ANC, would see a sharp drop in public support. In fact, the numbers suggest the party could fall behind the Democratic Alliance, or DA, in national popularity. That is not just a shift in the polls, it could be a seismic event in South African politics. In this video, we're going to explore what the SRF poll really tells us, how South Africa got to this point, what Cyril Ramaphosa's leadership means to the ANC, and what the possible future looks like if he is no longer at the helm. We'll go deep into the political history, understand the reasons behind the ANC's declining popularity, and look at what this could mean for ordinary South Africans. Whether you support the ANC, the DA, the EFF, the MK party, or you're just trying to make sense of the political situation, this video is meant for you. Let's take a journey through the past and present to understand the shape of South Africa's political future. To begin understanding the current moment, we need to go back in time. Since the end of apartheid in 1994, the ANC has dominated South African politics. Under the leadership of Nelson Mandela, the party ushered in a new democratic era, promising freedom, equality, and progress for all South Africans. For many years, the ANC enjoyed overwhelming support, winning national elections by large margins and holding a firm grip on both parliament and the presidency. The party was associated with the struggle for liberation, and its leaders were viewed as heroes of the new South Africa. But over the decades, things began to change. Corruption scandals, poor service delivery, economic mismanagement, and internal party battles began to take their toll on public trust. By the time Jacob Zuma stepped down amid intense political pressure and legal troubles, the ANC's reputation had suffered serious damage. Cyril Ramaphosa was seen as a breath of fresh air. A respected businessman and former union leader, he presented himself as a reformer who would clean up the government, restore stability, and bring back confidence in leadership. When Ramaphosa became president in 2018, there was a sense of hope. Even those outside the ANC viewed him as someone who could steer the country away from the chaos of the Zuma years. But governing South Africa is no easy task. The challenges Ramaphosa faced were immense. Unemployment was high, state-owned enterprises like Eskom were in crisis, load shedding became a daily reality, and the economy struggled to grow. While Ramaphosa spoke of reform, the pace of change was often slow, and frustrations grew. Within the ANC itself, he faced resistance from factions loyal to former leaders or with different visions for the party's direction. In the 2024 national elections, the ANC saw its support drop below 50% for the first time since 1994. It was a historic moment. The party still held the most seats, but it could no longer govern alone. Many blamed Ramaphosa for the decline, accusing him of failing to fix the country's problems or move boldly enough. But the new SRF poll tells a more complex story. It suggests that without Ramaphosa, the ANC's support would fall even further. According to the survey, which included over 1,000 registered voters from across the country, if Ramaphosa was removed and new elections were called, the ANC would win only 21% of the national vote. That's almost half of what it received just a year ago. In contrast, the Democratic Alliance would rise to 28%, making it the largest party in the country for the first time in history. The Economic Freedom Fighters would remain stable at around 9%, and the MK party, led by Zuma's allies, would also hold steady at about 15%. What's striking here is that while the DA and MK might gain a little from Ramaphosa's removal, the real damage is to the ANC itself. The data shows that Ramaphosa, despite criticism, is still seen by many voters as the most credible figure within the party. His absence would leave a vacuum that the ANC cannot easily fill. So why is Ramaphosa still so important to the ANC's support base? The answer may lie in how South Africans view leadership. Ramaphosa is seen as calm, measured, and internationally respected. He doesn't carry the same baggage as some of his party colleagues. In the eyes of many, he represents a more modern, reform-minded version of the ANC, even if that version hasn't always delivered results. People may be disappointed with his presidency, but they still trust him more than the alternatives. That trust, according to the SRF, is what's keeping the ANC from collapsing entirely. If Ramaphosa were removed, whether through a vote of no confidence, internal revolt, or health reasons, the ANC would likely face an identity crisis. There is no clear successor with the same level of national appeal. The party would struggle to unite around a single leader, and internal divisions could deepen. Voters who still support the ANC because of Ramaphosa might either stay home or shift their allegiance to other parties. This could create a political realignment that would reshape the country's entire democratic landscape. Still, the idea of the DA leading a government, or the ANC being forced into opposition, was unthinkable just a few years ago. Now, it's a real possibility. The SRF poll doesn't just reveal voter preferences, it reveals uncertainty. South Africans are hungry for leadership, for results, for change. Many are tired of promises and want action. The country faces enormous problems: poverty, crime, inequality, and economic stagnation. If Ramaphosa is seen as a stabilizing force, removing him might make things worse, not better. But at the same time, if his leadership doesn't lead to visible progress, frustration will continue to grow. This brings us to the heart of the matter. Can the ANC survive without Cyril Ramaphosa? And even if it does, can it reinvent itself in a way that resonates with voters again? These are questions that go beyond any single election. They touch on the soul of the party, the direction of the country, and the hopes of millions of people. As South Africa heads toward the end of Ramaphosa's term in 2027, the pressure will mount. Who will step up? Will it be someone who can continue his legacy? Or someone who takes the party in a new, more radical direction? Only time will tell. For now, the SRF poll serves as a warning. Political loyalty is not guaranteed. Leadership matters. And in a democracy, public opinion can shift quickly. What the ANC chooses to do next could determine whether it remains a dominant force or becomes just another party in a rapidly changing landscape. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis helpful or thought-provoking, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us grow and reach more people. What do you think about the SRF poll? Do you believe the ANC can survive without Ramaphosa? Who would you vote for if new elections were held today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, we'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and stay curious.